Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Ben Alaya, editor-in-chief of the Sports Day newspapers, joins us in the studio now. Ben, it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's fun and a great day.
Great day, fantastic. Let's just continue from where we stopped yesterday. The ITO Cup final is one of those games for the ages. You're going to talk about it for a long time to come. First of all, have you been watching the FA Cup for about 50 years now? Am I exaggerating? All right, but what I'm saying, yeah, seriously, you've been watching the FA Cup for a long time.
The first real FA Cup that got me exasperated was the Rangers International Bendel Insurance.
How long ago was that?
Final. That was in 1978.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I was still a small boy.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody was like talking about it as if then it was only Radio Nigeria and NTA that you can watch those games. Not now that it's everywhere. And what happened? Everybody, Emmanuel Okala in goal, Christian Chukwu, Alonso Atuebu, and
Super Eagles players
all around Rangers. And then insurance went there and took them out. The Henry Ogboes of this world, Kadiri Kanas of this world, and it was fantastic.
Why do I get the feeling that you're saying this because insurance won on the day and that's why?
No, 3-0 against Rangers of those days. Uzobu was not easy.
Okay. But let's come back to today.
Let's come back to the modern day era. ITO Cup is now. It used to be Challenge Cup. Then it went to FA Cup. Now it's ITO FA Cup.
Talk about this game. How did they do it?
I don't know. I think that a lot of things at times, when you blame the federation leadership for inviting foreign coaches, you want to take a good look at this. If you are leading by 3-0 at the 76th, 78th minute, and then you go and concede 3 goals, and then lose on the penalties, I mean, it shows that the technical depth of that team is not good.
You're blaming this on the coach.
It's not the players. What you do, I'm not a coach, but what I think that if I were there, I would load the midfield. I would load the defense. And I think that the chairman of the Kano State Sports Commission, Alhaji Ibrahim Galadima, a seasoned sports personnel, is listening to us. And I think that something must be done. I'm not saying that Kano Pillars should have won or Rangers should have won. I'm an impartial observer in this matter. But I think that if you are leading up to 76 minutes,
with 3 goals,
3
goals, and then you go and concede 3 goals, something is definitely wrong with the technical bench. And something must be done to them.
Wow.
Whether, I don't know, but I mean, it's not fair.
It's not.
On the people of Kano, on the team, and on the players, because you make even the team look very ordinary. Because you cannot lead that long.
But don't you think the players should share the blame too?
No, I don't think so. You see, if you have ever worked with any team, like I have, you know that things are normally orchestrated from the bench. You cannot be leading by 3-0 and you keep attacking. No. The match is almost over. So what do? You
don't leave spaces behind.
You don't leave spaces behind. And it's not as if you were not better than that team, you wouldn't have scored 3. So it was
3. Yeah, I see where you're coming from, Ben. It's hard to take for these fans that are celebrating already, looking forward to lifting the trophy. Then all of a sudden, everything turns around. They're going to concede 3. And perhaps the coach of Kano Pillars and should have managed the game better. Game management was missing. I imagine that's what you're saying.
Totally missing towards the end of the game. In the initial stages, it was up and doing. But towards the game, you see concentration and then mental alertness is very important when you are doing things like, playing against a team that they say never say die. That is what Rangers, the Flying Antelopes, are.
Okay.
They are never say die. I like them, but for me, the game has come on.
Yeah, that's come and gone.
Enyimba is out of the Confederations Cup. We're only presenting 2 teams now: Lobby Stars for the Champions League, and then Enyimba for the...
we'll get to Enyimba's situation in a bit.
I think the situation must be that Rangers forget that you have won the ITU FA Cup. can you just start preparing?
Let's start looking ahead
because the last time they won the league, they did so badly that we have lost. Instead of presenting 4 teams, we are presenting 2. It's not.
Yeah, the situation
we want
is
them
bad.
to take us off.
With their
It's
performance.
Enyimba that even helped us to get to where we are now. So we should start thinking, not celebrating.
Come on, Ben. They can't celebrate for a few days now. There's nothing wrong with that. They've done a remarkable job.
The management should start thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
The task ahead is big. You start looking for who are the technical crew, who can do well, who can not do well, who are you bringing on board to ensure that the team does not just be and also run. It must be a fantastic team that can give Nigeria return us to our 4 teams so that we can present 4 teams. This Morocco is presenting 4 teams, Egypt is presenting 4 teams, and we are presenting 2. It shows that our football in Nigeria
is on the decline.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's Ben's message to the management of Rangers International. It's time to start getting ready for next year's competition. Yesterday we talked about a few ugly scenes, after that game between Rangers and Kano Pillars. A lot of people have mentioned the very rowdy trophy presentation. That wasn't good. It wasn't a good look at all. And now the talks about, you can see the pictures on your screen, the seats being damaged by fans after that game. This is not good at all. A lot of money went into, building this facility. Ben, you know this facility very well because it's from, Delta right there. And look at what we're saying. It's not good enough. I mean, the fans shouldn't do this regardless of the outcome of a game.
This is very sad. What do I have to say? They've done what they have to do. And you see, if the security agencies who were there on ground had to take what they have to take, there might be deaths that may have been recorded. Thank God that they were they were a bit, cautious in what they did. Otherwise, a lot of people would have been. You see, if you lose a match, football is just a game. You can win another day. Kano Pillars are even on the verge of winning the league. They can still win the league. And so there was absolutely no need for their fans. And this is a stadium that was just commissioned some few months ago where we did the CAA and this.
Spent a lot of money on facilities.
And then we are hoping that the Super Eagles versus the Chelsea match will be played there. And now they are destroying stadiums. I mean, what is that? I don't think that, I don't know whichever fans, I don't want to think that it is about Kano Pillars fans versus Rangers fans. Whichever fans did it,
they're bang out of order.
They absolutely, and I think that they should be identified. If they had arrested 1 or 2 of them, don't even beat them up, arrest them, and then take them, and then let's say, it's a sad development for Nigerian football. We should stop this hooliganism in the name of supportership, because most of them don't even put money where their supportership is.
They shouldn't destroy and take money out of it.
Don't destroy facilities that they took millions
to get. All right, Ben, it's good that we're just telling the fans the right things to do, and so hopefully they'll take a listen. But before we go to other matters, you'll say on Enyimba, a minute or two, no, a minute. We are disappointed, but a minute we have to let it go. What could have been?
I think Enyimba gave their all. They played well, to be honest. And even in the first leg, I think that they should have won that game. Unfortunately, one slip, and then they lost the game by a goal to nil. In the return leg, they were so good. They played well, but like the goalkeeper, Chief Floss, I felt like I did say, it was one of those slips again.
Look at the way they considered.
Again.
It was a gift.
It was a gift. They were gifted. And so we just have to wake up to the reality that every time, and I think it's also a psychological thing. Every time we are playing in North African clubs, we seem to have the fear that they've been beating us. I remember those days that Setif of Algeria would come and beat Ivoire National 4-0. and take us to, no, they would draw here and take us and beat us 4-0, and until we started recovering. Until Enyimba, the same Enyimba that we are talking about now, won back-to-back the Champions League. So we should remove that thinking in our brain that anytime we have Raja Casablanca, whatever, South African Cup.
So look at the goalkeeper there.
They are beatable. They are very beatable.
What was the defender thinking? what was he thinking?
He just got caught on the ball.
Very sad, but that is football. Mistakes are made for goals to be scored. So Enyimba, and they remain one of the best club sides in Nigeria, the only club ever to have won the Champions League for Nigeria back-to-back. So we should encourage them and say, Enyimba, come back.
Interesting.
For the league.
All right, so that's the end of the road for Enyimba International. Enyimba, as well as let's start looking forward to 2019, where we have 2 representatives on the continent now. In the CAF Champions League, it's going to be Lobby Stars of Makurdi, while in the CAF Confederation Cup, it will be Rangers International. And that quest to win Nigeria's first ever CAF Confederation Cup title is going to rest. We'll continue courtesy Rangers International next year. Wish them all the best. Time to talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Now, the latest FIFA ranking has been released, and Nigeria moved 4 spots into the 44th position on the rankings. And a lot of people are liking the progress in quotes. I mean, when you move from down to up, it's always a good thing.
It gives you a psychological edge, and it's good. You know, when you win back-to-back, home and away against the same team, it gives you the adrenaline is pumping, and the team is doing well. And I think that it's very good that the team is moving like this, and some players that ordinarily we were getting a bit annoyed.
This is our highest ranking in 4 years.
In 4 years, since Keshi left. I like to rub that in.
Fair enough.
But now Odion Igalo is scoring. The guy from Arsenal is orchestrating from the right and from the wing. Yeah, so we have a team that we are building on, but they should not rest on their oars. I think that we can go all the way. Unless Iwobi, I'd like to mention him. He was very exceptional in the 2 games, and I think that those are the players who are leading us astray. Odion Igalo should never take off his leg off the pedal. I recall the great Rashidi Ekini. We used to call him Yi King. That is the king of goals. You know, he didn't start like
a house on fire.
He had on fire. When he was playing for Shooting Stars, we have 10 chances. He may not even score 1. And everybody was like, what is this Langa doing in front of goals and not scoring? And then suddenly, he metamorphosed to a phenomenon. He was scoring.
The most deadly.
Most deadly. They won the African Player of the Year, won the Nations Cup practically in 1994 for Nigeria with the likes of Stephen Keshi, Samson Siasia, backing him up. You know, he became, Peter Rufai was always there. And so we must encourage Igalo to, come out in his full potentials. He has not realized his full potential. He's still scoring. But when the Nations Cup comes, by the grace of God, we should go and then go and do well in Cameroon and bring the cup home.
All right, we'll see about that. Let's qualify first of all.